The Book of Boba Fett ended its first season with a bombastic, fast-paced climax that takes all of the different aspects we've seen building over the last 6 episodes, beginning with Boba, Din and Fennec holed up in the now bombed out Sanctuary in order to hold the line in Mos Espa against the Pykes, utilising Black Chrysanthemum, the mods and even the 3 crime families to hold the line against the invasion as they wait for Cobb Vanth and his people of Freetown to arrive. Only as Fett soon finds out, the Pykes have bought the allegiance of the 3 families and even sent Cad Bane in to kill Cobb Vanth and ensure that the mods and Chrysanthemum fall into a trap. To make matters worse, Luke Skywalker has sent Grogu to Tatooine to rejoin the Mandalorian after the child seemingly chose to be with Din instead of being a Jedi, so he is flown to the planet by R2-D2, who leaves him in the care of Peli at the spaceport. Soon Peli goes to find the Mandalorian. With the walls closing in around them, Mando and Fett decide a last-ditch fight is in order, battling the Pykes, but soon the Mandalorians discover that the Pykes have some heavy artillery in the form of giant Annihilator war droids with ray shields, making the battle unwinnable. As Mando distracts the droids away from the people, Fett leaves and returns with his new pet Rancor, riding it into battle and busting up the droids something fierce before having a face-to-face battle with his former one-time mentor Cad Bane, proving to the Duros once and for all that people can still change. Thanks to the battle with the droids, the Rancor goes crazy, rampaging through the streets like King Kong, and when Mando can't even stop it, Grogu steps in, using the Force to calm the beast and save everyone. With the Pykes on the run, Fennec Shand is sent after them, quickly and coldly eliminating the 3 crime family bosses, the traitorous mayor, and the Pike leader, leaving Tatooine clear of the Pike's influence and spice trade, allowing Fett and the others to come in and secure the planet so that no other illicit dealings ever happen under his watch. The Book of Boba Fett's finale definitely has a lot to balance, and I can already tell people won't be happy with some of the choices this finale took, but what people need to remember is this is just a chapter in a much larger story, one that will continue in Mandalorian Season 3, the Ahsoka show, and so on. Certain things won't get answered here because they will be expanded upon in these other shows, connecting it all together. With what it does set out to do, which is have Fett battle his way to the top of the food chain on Tatooine to prove that he is the crime lord in those sectors, it does an excellent job at conveying that. All the action was there, all the stuff people wanted in every other single episode of the show was there, and it tied up some plots really nicely, like Fett learning that the Pykes were behind the Tuskens being killed, and him utilising the skills he learned as a Tusken to get the drop on an opponent who thought he would never change his ways and has become soft in his old age. I'm really looking forward to Fett's story from here on out, being that he's gotten rid of all the spice trade and pretty much all the criminal elements to better the planet of Tatooine, so seeing him turn Tatooine into sort of this booming trade port, or maybe even like a tourist destination or something where people want to actually visit, would be something really damn cool. The Rancor stuff was great, but I felt we needed a bit more time with Boba bonding over the creatures, as we got one scene only before all this sort of stuff happens, and him just kind of riding off to go and get it, and him riding it competently through the city was kind of a bit of a stretch and just needed that one more scene just to help build their bond together. The King Kong aspect of it all and it taking to the tower was pretty awesome though, and I like the visuals that they used for that, really invoking King Kong, Godzilla and stuff like that. The Mandalorian story continues on in this episode as well, as Grogu is reunited with Din, something I was actually surprised and kind of a little bit disappointed by, being that they really laid on the story of Tar Vizsla, a Mandalorian who was also a Jedi warrior as well, really thick in the previous episodes, so I was sure they were going to get Grogu following in on that and becoming the next Jedi Mando hybrid being, but I guess not. Of course, their story is going to continue in The Mandalorian Season 3 and beyond, so who knows, maybe he will return to Luke, or he will forge his own path as a Force user away from a Jedi and make his own version of what a Jedi should be. The Book of Boba Fett Episode 7 capped off the series pretty well, tying up some hanging loose ends and leaving some over for the next season as well as the upcoming shows, particularly Mando Season 3. Like everything Star Wars, this is sure to be a decisive episode and series overall, but for me, I loved every minute of this small part in a larger story. I am going to give the episode a 9.5 out of 10.